Okay, so I saw this quote that I really, really liked. And it said, every choice has a consequence. And it's so simple, but I thought it was like so profound at the same time. So today I'm going to be talking about the choices that we make and the consequences that come with the choices that we make, good or bad. And to start off with the Bible verses, we have Galatians 6:7-8. It says, "Be not deceived, God is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting." You reap what you sow. If you're making good godly choices, you're going to have good godly consequences. If you're making bad choices, you're going to have bad consequences. Then we have Proverbs 13, verses 14-15 says, "The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding giveth favor, but the way of transgressors is hard." So my camera's about to die. I need to hurry up and talk super fast. Okay, so we need to be wise when making decisions, okay? And I have my notes, so I'm going to speed it up, okay? So good choices tend to have good consequences and bad choices tend to have bad consequences. And obviously there's like an exception to the rule, but for the most part, this is how it goes. And so in the Bible, we see the story of David and Bathsheba. David didn't go to war, and so then he stayed behind, and that led him to commit adultery with Bathsheba. I don't know how to say her name. Bathsheba. Sorry, my accent. He committed adultery, which ultimately led him to murder her husband, and then their baby died. What starts off as one bad choice leads to many more bad choices, and then many bad consequences. And then if we think about the good choices, going back to the same example of David, because as humans, we make good and bad choices. So I wrote about when David was younger, when he was a shepherd, and he was just doing what he was supposed to be doing. Like, he was with the sheep, he was taking care of them, like he fought, a lion and a bear. And then when the time came for him to fight Goliath, he didn't go in his own strength. He went with the strength of God. And that led to a good consequence. He was able to defeat Goliath through God's strength, right? And so the good choices that he was making led to the good consequence of, like, when he was walking with God, God was with him through that trial, I guess you could say. Good choice, good consequence. Bad choice, bad consequence. And so, again, had to speed this up. Super quick, simple tip, but so important. Be wise when you're making choices. And if you don't know what a good choice, like, the Bible is full of wisdom, and it's more important to follow Jesus' way than your own way. And so whenever you're making a choice, big or small, think, what would Jesus do? And excuse my dogs, just make good choices. Of course, you're not going to make good choices 24/7. We're not perfect. We're sinners. But just remember, the good choices will lead to good consequences. And so don't be surprised if you're making bad choices and you have bad consequences coming up. And my last tip is to not make choices based on your feelings, okay? Our feelings, they're always changing. You can't trust your heart. Your heart just is deceitful. Make wise choices and get your wisdom from the Bible. Don't get your wisdom from, those self-help books, or like people that don't take advice from someone that you would not want your life to look like theirs. That was a little jumbled up, but that's my tip for the day. Make good choices and have a nice day.